Kick it with the coolest young man you can sit in. Going through some shit will get you right, come and listen. Y'all ain't messing with the starting five, who you kidding? Yeah, it's your mans and them, it's your mans and them. Ladies, you can pull up, we could talk, give advice. Fellas, we could laugh, we could joke about life. Gut shake, Kyrie Bella wants to get it right. Yeah, it's your mans and them, it's your mans and them.
You are now watching your mans and them live. I'm your man's Gus the Third.
I'm your man's Bello.
I'm your man's Austin Felix. And I'm your man's Kyrie.
And I'm your man Shakespeare. From a random house in Southside Jamaica, Queens, this is
Your Mans and Them Live.
Guess who's back?
Back
again.
again.
Your Mans and Them Live is back.
Whoa.
Tell a friend.
Whoa.
Did y'all know it's Mental Health Awareness Month?
Oh,
I did not.
yes,
Man.
I did.
I did.
I
My
did
job
not.
has been talking about it. They actually gave us a free day off, an extra day off.
One day, out of all the years of madness that they put y'all through.
But yeah.
Think about it, brother.
Oh no, I'm
Think about it, my brother.
But I mean, I
Gotta
appreciate.
elevate.
I appreciate it because it's the day before. So they gave us Friday off for Memorial Day weekend,
nice.
and then we had the Monday off Memorial Day weekend, and
Nice.
then they gave us that Thursday off.
Nice.
So
you have Thursday through Monday.
Thursday through Monday, and I appreciate that because I worked at various companies and they didn't really care about those type of things. So for me, it's like the little things that like sometimes everybody's like focused on the money,
Right.
But things like that makes you think like, okay, like they do care about my mental health. And it's been a struggle with COVID this year. You're having to put yourself in precarious situations like working from home. Some people aren't working. You're not able to travel. For me, I like to travel. I like to be out. Sometimes I like to be indoors, but most of the time, like I like my freedom to be able to go ahead and do what I want to do. And because of the fact that this year has been very taxing on worrying about getting infected from COVID, passing on to others, and not being able to do what I want to do, it's really been a mental strain on me personally. So I appreciate the fact that they gave us that day off, and it's leading into the way things are looking with COVID not being as it's still impactful in ways, but it's not what it was a year ago.
Yeah.
So it gives us more time to like enjoy the free time we're having and start to be able to get some normalcy and stuff like that. So I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, like
Nah, recently we got an email. It came.
We did?
Yeah. Your Mans and Them Live
What?
at gmail.com.
We got an email?
Yeah, the email says.
What it say?
It says,
Uh-huh.
has your mental health ever affected your happiness? If so, what did you do to change it? And if not, what were your struggles?
You say, what
From
you laughing at?
anonymous.
That nigga sent the email.
anonymous.
Gus, you sent the email?
Huh? I sent the email.
Oh. I was
It's from
wondering
anonymous.
Oh, okay.
So the topic was again, I'm sorry.
Wow.
Wow.
I mean the email was again.
Has mental health ever affected your happiness?
Yes. And if so, what did you do to change it? And if it didn't change, what were the struggles?
Shit.
So, go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Hey, yo. Yeah, I've definitely had my bouts with mental health. Because I'll put it this way, like being the person who is happy, joking around, you know what I'm saying? People don't know what you're going through behind that. You know what I'm saying? People don't know that that sometimes, shit is fucked up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There was times in my last relationship where like I just, you know what I'm saying, even before that, I just was like in the space where I felt like I was always playing catch up. Always trying to figure it out, always trying to, just get a step in the right direction. Just always felt like I never, got in that space. So there would be times like I would just fall into a pretty deep depression where I would just be in my room, wouldn't go outside, wouldn't do anything, would eat and literally lay in my bed. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm having these like dark ass thoughts in my head. Not to the point where I, want to harm myself. You know what I'm saying? But I did question, like, yo, what if I didn't exist? What if I wasn't here? What if, you know what I'm saying? What if, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? What would it be like if Shake wasn't here?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the gateway right there. That's
Yeah.
what leads to all the other, darker thoughts.
Exactly. And like the way I got out of that is when I started going to the gym for real,
Mm-hmm.
and started, reading more and started pushing myself to do better things. That's when I got up out that space. You know what I'm saying? I can honestly say that of course I have, lapses where, I do get into a dark space, but it's not as potent as it once was.
Yeah.
And because I will tell you, I was at a point where like there's been times where I would just sit there, and this is me getting real vulnerable. I would sit there, hear a song, and it would just trigger like tears.
Mm-hmm.
And I would just start crying, like boo-hoo crying. And I wouldn't know why. And I just felt like, you know what I'm saying, this is a lot of deep-rooted stuff that I do, honestly, I've, spoken to my friends about it. There was times I had to come to a group of friends in a text message. I was like, yo, I'm depressed. And, you know what I'm saying, I had to, like, express it to them, like, yo, I've really been going through shit. Because there's been points in times where, like, I would disappear for months. My friends wouldn't hear from me. You know what I'm saying? I would disappear, and, you know what I'm saying, I would be, joking on social media, but deep down inside, I feel like shit. And I didn't know how to express that to people until I, finally decided to be like, yo, I'm going through some shit. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know what I'm saying? This stuff mentally affects me. And then I then spoke to my friends about, me possibly seeing a therapist, which I still want to do. Still want to talk to somebody.
Important.
Yeah.
I want to do that too.
It's definitely important.
I think that it's very strong for you to say, I'm depressed, and being upfront and honest about how you feel. And I think that's dope because it allows you to sit there and reflect, like, I'm depressed now. Like, I'm feeling like this. How can I make myself feel better? Or what's making me feel like this?
Mm-hmm.
I got a question for you. What was the defining moment where you decided, I don't want to be in this feeling or space anymore?
I think it was around the time I where my relationship ended.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I felt myself, even though like I was in the gym at that point, I felt like the person that knew me best was gone. Like, you know what I'm saying? That was it. And then I felt myself slowly declining back into that space. You know what I'm saying? And then like I was like, all right, are you really gonna go back there? And I told myself no. And I was like, fuck it. And then COVID hit. And then, you know what I'm saying? It just, put me in that mental space to, go out, see the world, like, you know what I'm saying? Develop yourself. And I feel like, the person that's for me will come to me instead of me like searching and being like, yo, I need that person around, because I did use my relationship as a crutch. I used it, for the wrong reasons. You know what I'm saying? What probably led to the detriment of his end, among other things. But it was just that I was, I didn't know how to win. And I felt like I wasn't in control of my life. I felt like, you know what I'm saying, anything I tried to do, like I just felt like I was losing that. You know what I'm saying? And then that type of feeling just brings you down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And when somebody who's supposed to understand you doesn't get it, because I don't blame them, because they're from the outside looking in. But it's like when somebody doesn't get it, it just brings you down even more.
Yeah.
And then, like, I swear to God, if I didn't get myself about that situation, it was going to be a 300-pound shake sitting in front of you. I'll tell you that now. Because I was slapping 250. Yeah, close. They said I was wearing it well, but my knees.
Your friends
was
told you?
telling-
It's crazy. You don't really notice how you look until you look at some old pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you see, if we go look at the old podcast, you see how Shake was plus size.
Yeah, I was.
I wouldn't say you was plus
Shake-
size.
Shake
Bro,
was
but it
thick.
was getting to the point where I was wearing sweatpants on a consistent basis.
On the podcast?
On a consistent basis, I was wearing,
Wow, I don't remember
even before the podcast, even before we got together, consistently. No
I was
jeans, no nothing. Not caring about how I look. My hair wasn't cut. Fucking wearing like hoodies and sweatpants, and like just not giving a fuck.
Yeah.
And when I look at myself now, I'm like, one, I was like, yo, why the fuck y'all ain't tell me I was looking like this?
Yeah,
You know
that's
what I'm saying?
I can agree with that feeling.
I was like, yo, why the fuck y'all ain't tell me I was looking like this? Because I'm looking at old pictures, and I even put a side by side of myself in 2020 and 26, I think it was 2016, 17. And I was like, yo, my face was dark.
Yeah.
Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You wore your depression.
Bro,
Yeah.
I look like what I was going through.
Yeah.
I look like hair not cut. I'm thinking I'm cute with the curls. No, nigga, my shit was nappy. Like I'm out here looking crazy. And I was like, yo, fuck, like, yo.
In situations like that, like when you're feeling like that, would you want your friends to tell you like, yo, you look like shit? Or would you like
I think at that point I needed it. And not like I needed I need a reality check.
yeah.
I needed somebody to be like, yo, snap out of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But because I was
You were hiding.
I was hiding.
Yeah, so-
I was hiding. When I would pop out, I would have this smile on my face, everything's good. Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Let's have fun. And when I get back home is
Yeah.
Do you think you would have been receptive to somebody like checking up on you like every now and then because they noticed that you wasn't around?
shit. Anybody giving a fuck would have helped me at that point. Cause that's what I think I needed. Somebody to just bring me back to reality. Let me know, like, look, it's not the end. Because I'm thinking, because at that point I'm in my late 20s, approaching my 30s, and I still haven't accomplished anything. And people are walking up to me like, yo, you that guy from da 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 da, basically telling my accomplishments to my face.
Yeah.
But me not seeing it because I'm in a space where I feel like I haven't done enough.
I can definitely resonate with that.
Oh, you pointed at me?
No, because you was about to say
Nah,
something.
you was about to say something good. Nigga crying. Shake, that was powerful.
Allergies, man. It's fucking allergies. But I can
Get
definitely
that pop that clarity.
The thing is, right? You don't know what anybody's going through unless they really tell you. I mean, sometimes you could sense energy, but if we all was going through our own shit in this room, we wouldn't be able to tell because we focusing on what's inside of us. Like, we could put on a show and that front is like, that effort to put up that front is blocking you from seeing that, oh shit, like everybody's going through.
I wouldn't say that because there's been times where like I've come into the show and Shake be like, yo, you good? You good? Like, you could tell.
I could tell when Kyrie going through shit. That nigga fake.
Yeah, like for me,
I said, hold on. I said if we were all going through something at the
oh no,
same
you did
time.
say that. Okay, you're right. Okay.
That's what I said.
No.
All right.
No, you didn't.
I mean, but who's to say Shake wasn't going through something while I was having that
You're
my
right.
facial expression. So maybe he's just perceptive enough to see, like, at the end of the day, obviously, I see my friend looking down. Let me ask him if he's okay.
Yeah, I think that's the complexity when it comes to like going through shit. Especially, I'm the same way. When I'm going through something, I hide. I don't tell anybody. I like to do it on my own. I always feel like my thoughts are gonna resolve it. But the thing about that is, it never does. So like when you hide and you stay home or you're in your room for weeks at a time, months at a time, it never helps the situation. What helps me, and back to what the original question was, is work. Work helps me a lot for some reason. Maybe it's because my job is not super stressful.
True.
But one thing about my job is my interaction with people. And I realized that the more I interact with people, the more I have conversation, the more I just share energy, the better I feel. And it usually gets me out my rut, and it makes me realize, wait, whatever I was upset about, whatever I was mad about, not trying to minimize it, but the grand scheme of life, it's going to be okay. You feel me? You go out there, maybe we have the pod, I come on the pod, we have a good show. I'm like, I feel great. The next day, I'm not in the same rut I was in. So, and being around your friends and good energy. And one more thing I want to say is, the question you asked about do you tell your friends, or are you able to communicate that they're going through something? I don't think everybody is receptive to you having something to say about what they're going through. Some people, if they're going through something, they feel vulnerable already. And the fact that you're saying like, yo, I see you going through something, that can make them feel more uncomfortable.
Like, no, I'm not.
Yeah, like, oh shit, like I didn't know this was on my face.
It's
now
visible.
I feel worse. Yeah, exactly.
I've
They
been
wanna
trying to
be
ignore it
invisible.
this whole time. Now you bringing it up.
Right. I thought I was good. I thought I was hiding it.
I'm not gonna lie. Like I was the person, like Kyrie said, like I would probably see him going through something, and I'd be like, "Yo, you good? You okay?" And deep down inside, I'm going through some shit.
Yeah.
But I'm the type of person that I won't let nobody see my pain.
Right.
I'm gonna, you know what I'm saying? I'll check on you before I let you check on me.
I'm the same way. I'm the same way.
I could say that, you know, I mean, we had a couple times too when I just said like, "You good? You alright?"
Yeah,
I think with it, all of us, we all had our little times where we
me.
like, huh?
Not me.
I've asked if you're okay.
Well, as of recently with
Anytime
my
I'm quiet, you ask if I'm okay.
Because
I be
you're not
eating.
quiet.
You be like, "You good, Drew?"
nah, cause he be zoned
eating.
out. He be zoned out. He be like,
Nah,
I'm
yeah.
drinking water.
But you're not quiet, so I gotta ask.
with my own experience with like I think like as of recently I've been able to be more vulnerable. Like
You gotta fix it. Yeah,
wait, what's wrong?
it
What happened?
looks like very blurry.
Oh, I think as of recently I've been able to be more vulnerable and like admit when like I'm feeling down. A part of me felt like brain power can get you out of feeling depressed and things of that nature. So it was hard for me to admit that I'm depressed. Like I wouldn't like somebody say you stressed out. I'm like, nah, I'm not stressed out. Like you depressed
because you know the difference between being like to me.
You know the difference?
I mean, stress and depression is not the same for me. You know what I'm
Stress
saying?
leads to
But-
depression.
I was gonna say, can
Yeah.
stress lead to depression?
Yeah. So
Good.
the thing with me, what gets me into like a depressed state is when I doubt everything. Like I don't believe in myself.
Right.
That's when I start to get depressed. Like when I feel like I can't accomplish the goals that I'm pursuing. And it's so funny how when you on top of your game and how you can give people advice and stuff like that. Like, hey, you just gotta do it. Keep headstrong and all that other stuff. And when you in the deep state of when you're depressed, it's like, you don't want to hear none of that shit.
Yeah.
None of that shit work because it's like you have to decide to get yourself out.
Yeah.
Like you have to push it. Like you can't listen to the thoughts of just wanting to just soak around and stuff. You have to push through and, like you said, like socialize. You know, listen to things to help, like change the thoughts, your inner thoughts that's probably running through your mind. Because with me, that be the thing. It's like it's just questioning. It's so much doubt that just have you questioning like everything. Like, yo, am I capable of it? Am I old?
A lot of self-esteem shit, man.
Yeah.
Like a lot of self-esteem shit.
Yeah.
I went through that shit too heavy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because like, to me, I was focused on the wrong shit, right? So I felt like personally, like, oh, because of not realizing that I have a great personality. Not realizing I have a great personality, not realizing what happened? Like not realizing I have a great personality, not realizing that I you know what I'm saying, people enjoy my company per se. Yeah, I'm cool. Like
It's good now. It's good.
but it's like
Yeah, it's good.
but it's like
Oh, it's not. Oh, you're
Like-
right, it's not.
like I realized that I didn't have all the self-esteem in the world. No matter how many times people be like, yo, oh, you're fun, you're this, that, and the third. Like, to me, it's like, yeah, in the moment, yeah, I'm all that. It's cool. But there's deep-rooted shit that, you know what I'm saying, is very, I could say very, very trying for me. You know what I'm saying? Prior to this, you know what I'm saying? I felt like I could go up to women and talk to them.
I think for me.
Sir?
No, my bad.
I couldn't go up to women and talk to them. I couldn't do a lot of things because I lacked that self-confidence. I couldn't step on stage because matter of fact, the stage was my comfort zone. because nobody, like, I'm looking at everybody, and everybody can see me, but nobody can see what I'm going through. You know what I'm saying? But I could make people in front of me laugh. So that just made me feel like, all right, I'm capable of doing that. That's the one thing I know I can do. You know what I'm saying?
I can agree with that. Like, I realized from me moving away from doing sketch comedy, my self-confidence was going down. Why? And then I started to, because it gave me confidence. The skits I used to do, like, all those things gave me confidence. So when I cut it out completely, it was like I wasn't aware of it, but I'm like, wow, like, I don't have that outlet to test myself.
Yeah.
To test that shyness, to challenge myself when I'm like, I think that's too far, and then, like, I do it and then I prove myself right, and I'm like, oh shit, like, it makes me it boosts my self-esteem.
Sorry to cut you off. Why'd you cut it out?
Personally, when I started doing voiceovers,
nigga with lip quivering.
I think I talked to y'all about this before, but when I started doing voiceovers, and I seen the reaction from it, I just felt like, wow. So, you know, the thing that I put my all into, you know, it's not getting that same reaction, so maybe I shouldn't do it. Like, something that took like 10, 20 minutes to do compared to this whole process of maybe 3 hours or more.
Right.
It's getting more reaction. It just made me like feel like, damn. It made me feel like what I wanted to do wasn't wanted.
But did you ever think, like, when you transition from doing the sketches to doing the voiceovers, you ever think, because of, like, people's attention spans, it's like you're doing shorter content now. Now people is, like, tuning in and just paying attention to that, opposed to you doing, like, a long, skit where you was getting it was receptive, but it probably wasn't the same as you doing a 30-second clip.
Yeah, I can say now, I just wasn't patient.
Yeah,
so that's all. And I didn't see that, like, how the benefits of sketch comedy. I wasn't doing it for them. I was doing it for myself, and in the pursuit to create a career for doing things that I want. I went from switching from doing things that I wanted to do to make a career out of it to doing the things that maybe the people wanted to see, and trying to make a career out of that, and that wasn't the same thing.
Why did you feel like you couldn't do both?
I was pissed off. So
you were mad at the reaction that you got from voiceovers, and that you weren't getting the same thing.
So I was just like, you know what, why waste my time? And that's the thing now, is that's that depression, that depressive question, is the fear of wasting time.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at now. It's like I want to do it, but it's like I don't want to waste my time.
Because the older you get, the more valuable your time is. If you don't have as much of a luxury as you did when you were in your early 20s to take risk and just go on any type of endeavor you wanted. Even though I feel like it is all an illusion.
It is.
If you really want to do something, you can do it.
Exactly.
No matter what age you are.
Yes.
But society puts boundaries over things because of age. Oh, you're 30. Well, you gotta get me. About time you got married. About time you having kids. Settle down. Buy the house. You know,
I
like.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I like being younger. Like, you know what I'm saying, when you're 17, 18. You be thinking in your head like, oh, by the time I'm 25, I'm gonna have this, that, and that.
Yeah.
But then that carries on. Then you hit 20, you like, I still got time, and it's like 21. Because people make you feel like,
that's another thing,
that your 20s is you're supposed to have it there, but that's what you're supposed to learn.
Yeah. No, I feel like people make you feel like, when I went through my 20s, everybody would tell me, oh, you got time.
Yeah.
You know, you got time.
Yeah.
You 21, you got time.
Yep.
You 25, you got time.
You got time.
You 28, you got time. Like, people always said that. So now it's like, you don't really have time. Because when you say time, I'm thinking like, oh, like, I could just mess around my 20s. I could do whatever I want.
You don't get those back.
You don't get those back.
No.
Yeah. Now my perspective, if I ever gave someone who was in their 20s some advice, use your 20s to figure out what you want to do for the rest of your life. Yeah. And use your 20s, specifically your early to mid 20s, to test shit out so that you build a foundation for the rest of your life in your 20s, instead of waiting until you're 30 plus to then start being like, okay, well, what do I want to do? Because 30 plus, you're still young, but you're more locked into your habits, you're not, exactly, So build the right habits, go towards the lifestyle that you want, and then after that, you focus on the main goal. You hone in on your 30s, but you don't figure it out.
But I just want to say, I feel like in your 30s you could still learn too.
Of course,
Like,
yeah, for sure.
Cause like I see people just be like, oh damn, you 30, like you don't have this, that, and third. Like if you don't have it figured out, it's like it's okay. But say you don't get it in your 30s, but once you hit 35, you hit your stride and you take off.
Yeah,
Where did you lose?
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Like I see a lot of people do videos. It'd be like, oh, if you're 25 and younger, watch this video. I'll be like, bro, this advice can go to anybody.
Yeah,
But I understand why you cater to younger people.
yeah,
But I just want people to know, like, yo, you still have time. If you're 25 right now, if you're in your late 20s, if you're in your early 30s, there's still time. Don't let people, because people will, like, pressure you into doing something you don't want to do. Somebody will tell you, like, oh, you working that job? That's a great job. You got good benefits. That's a pension. But if that's not your goal in life, don't stick to that shit because somebody told you that was a good job.
It's a fact.
yeah.
It takes,
You gonna say something, Kyrie?
Oh nah. I
Oh.
mean,
it takes you gotta
I was, but nah.
what?
I can't remember.
What I really do, what else I want to add to, like, a solution to being in a depressive state or just being stressed out is to sit in a quiet space and think about, like, what it is that you really want to do. Sometimes it's foggy, and sometimes you can't even see what you want to do because you're so scared.
Yeah.
But if there were moments in your life where you were like, okay, like you were happy doing something, see if you can do that now. Really what I'm trying to say is action towards a goal. The littlest action towards a goal can start uplifting your mood. So sometimes your mental state can stop you completely from taking action, and the fact that you not taking action at all, you just beating yourself up. Like, it's like, damn, like I'm mad at that I'm not doing this video, but I'm not doing the video because I also feel this way. So it's like you keep overthinking whatever instead
It's
of
a cycle.
Exactly.
It's a cycle.
But once you break the cycle from just taking the action, whatever like that, it just proves to you that you're in control again. So, dang. Another thing I want to say is, I'm the type of person, when I feel like I'm not in control, that's when I go down.
Yeah.
You know, and it's funny, the easy solution is to make sure you're always in control, but
Sometimes you're not in control of certain things.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think it's hard for people to be like, oh, I can't fix things. And sometimes you just got to be like, you know what? If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. And I feel like with situations where, like, people, you know, all of us or some of us may be going through some things that, you know, we feel hurt, we feel sad, we feel depressed. I think it's also key to understand those feelings. Like, yeah, you feel sad, and understand that you feel that way, and, you know, say, okay, this is the way I feel. You know I feel this way. What led me to feel this way, and what can change, you know? I know right now I may not be able to want to change it, but the thought process is sometimes I feel like we don't understand our feelings, like our negative feelings. Sometimes we want to repress it because we don't want to feel negative. But I think sometimes people need to basically embrace the negative feeling, because you're going to find your way out of it as long as you're not sticking into that negative outlook, you know? As long as you're not able to, you know, you're not saying like, I'm going to be this way forever. No, you're like, I feel this way. Yeah, it fucking sucks. But, you know, my goal and outlook is to feel better in the next whatever time frame, you know. It may be a long time frame, but as long as you can sit there and say, yeah, I feel like shit, but I know I'm not going to feel like shit later on. Yeah. It's going to keep you out of your that depressive feeling, you know?
That's super important. Like that sitting with your feelings, like sitting with feeling shitty is super important. I think sometimes people, they choose to cover it up with certain things. So like if you're feeling shitty, like, oh, let me go out for some drinks. You know?
I'm gonna smoke.
Let me smoke. Let me have sex.
Yeah.
Let me sometimes, like, people are not conditioned to just sit. Like, you feel shitty, it's okay. Just
Go do
chill.
something.
Or even talk to somebody about your shitty feelings.
Right. Or just do nothing.
Yeah.
Just feel shitty. Like, just feel shitty for a little while. But make sure that it doesn't last. If you if you feel shitty today,
if you shit, that's the reason why some people stressed out, because they need to take a
Or
shit.
sitting on the toilet, thinking
right?
about it.
Yeah,
Listen,
shower.
Yo,
But do it for today. Don't make sure you do it today.
Not the next 10 days.
Tomorrow, maybe tomorrow, But after that, get up, go do something. Don't just sit and sulk for a week straight.
And the key is not to take it out on other people, because
Absolutely.
I think sometimes when you're feeling like shit and you know the other person, you know, they may be trying to make you feel better, and at that point you may not want to hear that, and it may be annoying, but I think the key is to be like, listen, like right now, like I'm not feeling good. I think I need a little space, because it's what you're doing. Unfortunately, I appreciate it, but it's not helping me. It's just making me more upset.
Right.
So I think it gives that other person the key to understand, like, maybe right now you need your space. So I think the negative thing is taking out and like lashing out, and like it can just make matters worse.
Yeah.
I mean, me personally, like, I think the lowest I ever felt was when I lost my job like 2 years ago. And like for me, it was like a big wake up call, because I was someone who always had a job. Like, you ask my boys, like, they'd be like, yo, you always find a job. And like I was working at a company where people was pumping my head like, yo, you never gonna leave your job, you never gonna lose your job. And one day it happened so suddenly, and here I am, like, this never happened to me. Like, how do I fix it? And I'm like going through like this cycle of like, I wouldn't say it was depression, but it's more like sadness and like failure. Like, I felt like a failure, because I'm like, yo, like, this is not me. Like, I have such high expectations. I had such high expectations of myself. I always do sometimes, but I learned to temper them down so that I understand that some things just happen the way it is, and if it's God's plans or whatever plans it is. But at the time, like, I was just in a rut. Like, you can even ask Gus, like, you know, I didn't want to go anywhere. Like, I didn't want to do anything. All I wanted to do was sit and apply for jobs. But at that point, I was applying to so many jobs. I wasn't getting any. And two, I just felt so overwhelmed and disappointed that like I buried myself away from everybody. And I remember I was going to Toronto to visit my family, and I came back. I was talking to Gus. I was like, yo, like, Gus was like, yo, we going to such and such wedding. Like, come, just come. And I'm like, nah, I don't want to go. I don't have no money right now. I didn't get my unemployment, blah, blah, blah. And Gus was like, no, just come. I'll pay for you, da, da, da. And like, I was struggling with that, because I'm like, I feel so bad. Why would I want to be in front of people and trying to enjoy my life knowing I got all this shit going on at home? And I just said, you know what? At the end of the day, like, I can only control what I can control, but I can control having a good time and making memories with my friends. And at the end of the day, I'm confident enough that I'll figure it out. So I just need to have more confidence in myself to figure my life out and appreciate the good memories I'm gonna have with my friends. Because if I'm sitting here in my sadness, then the fuck am I doing? Like, enjoy the moment, enjoy the time.
Did it help?
Oh, it helped a lot. Honestly, when I came back from the trip, I felt more refreshed. I got to see, you know, a good friend of mine that lived in the South. We went and hung out. You know, we had a good time. And I came back, I felt refreshed. I actually I worked at a different job like a month later. And it made me feel better, because I was just going through so much. Like, at the time, like, you know, I felt like a failure, like I said, and I just didn't know what direction I was going to. So coming back, I was like, you know what? Let me just go maybe reevaluate what I'm not doing right. And I just felt in a better space, and I felt more confident.
Them stomp the yard
Gus,
checks
you a good
stop
friend,
coming.
man.
Well, thank you. I
You
appreciate
a
it.
good friend.
Yeah.
I mean, he would have did the same for me
I
too.
would've, yeah.
Y'all,
Oh, he sat there. He said no, yo.
but I definitely want to highlight this thing that just keep running in my mind. It's like, do you stay defeated?
But just
You
Like,
you
hold on.
Oh,
One second.
I was just gonna say that
Okay.
with Kyrie, I was like, I know it was hard because them stomp the yard checks stopped coming in. I know.
But honestly, it was, to go back to it, it was better that it happened that way, because I found myself in a better situation, and my career went in an upper trajectory than where I was previously at the company. Like, there was no growth for me there. It was just constant. It was stability. And sometimes I think I needed to be shaking out that stability to progress further. That's how I look at it now. I think at the time I was like,
small setback for major comeback.
Yeah, no, I was.
Yeah.
What you gonna say, Gus?
No, I just wanted to say, just in short, that like, don't stay defeated. You know, I mean, you're only defeated if you don't get back up. So, pick your ass back up. If you are a person that like loves to feel in control, sometimes you're gonna have to do some shocking shit. Sometimes you're gonna have to leave that job if you can afford to, leave the job or take a week or two off to do something else and see what your life would be like trying something else out. Sometimes you gotta put yourself in different programs or go to another restaurant in a smaller case or just trying new things just reminds yourself. Going on trips
Just trying.
don't work. Trying shit don't work. But
Just step
trying
outside your comfort zone.
exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
getting out of your comfort zone is key. I think, you know, having your friends help you get out the comfort zone is key too. But
Yeah.
what happened?
No,
Did you know that you were like you offering to pay for the trip? Did you know that was like? Did you see that he was in his rut?
Nah, I knew
Or
I knew he was in a rut, but I'm like, yo, Kyrie, bring your ass, like, let's go, because I know like this is an opportunity. Like the trip will be
Once
an
in a
opportunity.
lifetime.
Exactly.
We had so much
Exactly.
fun on the
Yeah.
trip.
We
too.
haven't went on a
Yeah.
road trip since then.
Yeah.
But I was like, yo, this is the time for us to be on a road trip. When are we ever going to do this?
Yeah, 'cause
that's
I
how I sold it to him. Like, when are we ever going to do this?
Yeah.
He's a good because if you
He's
know
a good salesman.
Nah, he's a good salesman because if I was working, I'm all about work, and like I'm like nah, I don't have the time. But like he was like, yo, bro, when are we ever gonna do this?
Yeah.
And it was a really fun trip. Like we had so much fun. It was short, but it was a really fun trip. So
Yeah.
I
And
appreciate that.
And I was letting him know, like, listen, like my ex, when she was looking for jobs and stuff like that, I witnessed the frustration of applying to jobs. Like, just because you apply to 10, 20, 30, 40, like you expect to have a response, but that's not
And
true.
it's
sometimes.
tough when
that's
you
defeating.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
you go on those interviews, you meeting with these people, you know, and they don't pick you, and it's just like, yo, like, what's
Especially if the shit go good. You
Yeah.
think that you walk out there, you I got this
like,
shit.
yo, you gonna see me in like 2 weeks, alright, like, and you thinking you good, and then they're like, nah,
I just imagine Kyrie walking past security guard. You gonna see me in 2 weeks. Remember this face.
where my
Remember
badge
this.
at? Have my badge
Where
ready.
you give dap to the interviewer, like, you know what I'm saying?
Nah,
Thank
like
you.
I went on an
Hold it
interview,
down.
and it started off very formal, and then it got very informal. It was a meeting with like 4 higher up like people, and it was very intimidating because it was like we're all in a conference room talking, and like we were just talking about like what I contribute to the company and stuff like that with my resume, and then like it just switched because the conversation was flowing, and we were just talking about like, you know, everyday stuff, and I was just shocked. We were all laughing. And next thing you know, I didn't get the job. So it was just like, I was like, damn, like that was the point where I was so defeated because I'm like, yo, like I'm going on these interviews, I'm applying to jobs, changing my cover letters, and I'm making these motherfuckers laugh, and they ain't even pick me.
They're like, yes, boy, dance, dance, boy.
You stupid.
Nah, they fucked up. Like, employers are fucked up for making you think you got the job when they know damn well you don't got the job. Or no, sometimes it works out to where they like
Yeah.
you, but someone like
a better candidate.
right?
Yeah.
It's a hard decision, and they're like, "Fuck, I like this guy."
Yeah.
So I mean, it is what it is. But that is funny as fuck.
Yeah, you sitting there making them laugh. Like,
Yes, make me laugh.
This fucking guy. Man.
Dance, boy, dance.
pretty
Dance,
much.
puppet.
But mental health is very, very important.
Yeah.
Important, and like, you know, I didn't even know we had a mental health awareness month.
Nigga, they come up with new months every
Nah,
year.
but this is May. It's been May since the 19th.
Since after April.
You stupid.
I think our generation is more. I would applaud our generation for good things. I think we're more into knowing that these things are way more important because it impacts the future. It impacts people. Like if you don't care about your mental health, then you don't know what your mental health is doing to society when you're not understanding how your mental health actions can contribute.
I
Fun
agree.
fact. Hold on. Fun fact. Mental health awareness has been like a standard, I guess, since 1949.
Man,
Wow.
that shit came out last year. I don't hear that shit.
Since 1949.
That's-
I agree with what you said,
That's a Snapple fact.
but I do feel like we live in a time where everybody is super sensitive to like mental health. You know what I'm saying? Like,
hold on.
do you
Like,
think that's
a full
like niggas be
conversation
dragged? I know.
about mental health.
No. I
Toxic
agree.
Drew,
I
nigga,
agree. I'm not
toxic
trying to be
Drew.
toxic, but I do feel
Mental
like
health.
I do feel like
Y'all don't got mental health.
everybody. We all have our own things that we go through. We all get
Yeah.
in depressed states, and you know.
All kind of vices.
I just feel like sometimes, and maybe this doesn't need to be said, but I just feel like
Say it.
I feel like sometimes people drag it a bit.
They
All
abuse
right,
it.
and that's all right.
They abuse it a bit, man.
Yeah, I
They
mean,
be all, my mental health, like, just check the books. Like, just do your job.
you saying like don't have just be private with it?
I don't know.
Me?
I just feel like we all have our mental health issues. I'm just tired of hearing so much about it.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you feel like, okay, I think maybe
After the conversation we just
maybe
had.
you're trying to you're trying to make a
exactly.
point is that maybe sometimes people use it so much.
Don't
as,
victimize it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's what you meant.
That's the word I'm looking
Great
for.
job, Shake.
Don't
Great
victimize it.
Great recover.
Don't
'cause,
victimize it.
I don't know where he was going.
Yeah. I was slipping
I
like
don't know
those.
where
Nah,
he was going.
I could understand those feelings because sometimes like you think like, man, like it's just everyday stuff. you
Yeah,
may be going through.
exactly.
But I think it's also up to us to be like, you know what, maybe I shouldn't be judgmental because you never know how deep
True.
that
Yeah.
situation can
True.
be. Like what we're
Everybody's different.
yeah, like you may handle the situation different than the next person, and I understand.
That don't mean you ain't gonna get an eye roll from me here and there.
judgmental.
I ain't
There
gonna, I
we
ain't
go.
gonna, I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes when people are like telling you their problems, sometimes they don't want advice. They just need you to listen.
Yeah.
That's all they want is somebody to listen to.
That's when I ask. I'm like, do you want my advice or do you want me
I learned to say.
do you want me
Yeah.
I
to
learned to
talk?
ask that.
I think you asked me that before. You was
Yeah.
like, it was like a 10-second pause. So do you want my advice or
Yeah.
do you want me to just listen? I'm
Gus will do that all the time. You gotta Gus talks with his eyes. Like he'll be like, so. He does that all the time.
like, he's waiting for you to finish. So you want me to tell you?
It's like a dead fish. So
Because I learned that during my previous relationship.
Yeah.
It's like if somebody's venting, they may not want to hear the optimistic things you can say.
Or they don't want to hear that they're wrong.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
remember the skit I did with you? Where you was the motivational speaker? Like you was trying to motivate me because I lost my job. Yeah, that's one of those moments. That's one of those moments.
I think some like I think
Jamaica.
I think is you just gotta know like when to be an active listener and when to chime in. Like
You gotta know who you're dealing with.
yeah,
Yeah.
well yeah.
You gotta know who you're
Word.
dealing with.
Sometimes
Word.
people just want to talk and you just
Yeah.
gotta be.
I ain't gonna lie. I had a conversation with one of my best friends, and he was telling me something he was going through, and like the fact I was like I just told him straight up. I was like, yo, I know you're going through this right now, but don't sit in it. Like I told him I've been there before. Don't sit in it for too long. You know what I'm saying? Get yourself up out of there. If you gotta go to the gym, do something creative. Like whatever you gotta do, just don't sit in it. And then come to find out, he set up a therapy appointment.
Nice.
So like I was just so proud that he did that because he put himself first.
Shout out to Shake Man, man.
Shake
Man,
man,
Shake
man,
man,
man.
Man.
Shake man, man,
Shake
Nigga had a
man,
malfunction.
man. Okay, end the
I'm the
video.
repair
Okay.
man,
Man. Okay, end the video. Yeah.
You just finished. Oh, we had a great conversation.
Yeah, this was a really
This
good
is good.
conversation.
I love you guys. If y'all didn't know,
Love
No,
you
we
too.
know.
I'm
Look
not,
at
I'm
my
not afraid to
eyes.
say it.
Look
No,
at
I'm
my
not gonna
eyes.
look at your eye
Love you
though.
too, brother.
Look at
Love you too.
brother.
Brother. No, I brother.
Stupid brother.
Nigga. No.
Nigga.
Nigga. I was just watching that video yesterday.
I said nigga.
You just finished
I
watching
put the H on
Yah
it
Mans
for
in the vibe.
emphasis on the ah.
Can you let
Nigga.
Can you let a
See,
nigga pencil?
Can you lend the nigga a pencil?
You just finished watching Yah Mans in them live. I'm your man's Gus.
I'm
the
your
third.
man's bellow,
I'm your
nigga.
man's Gus the third.
I'm your man's bellow, nigga.
I'm your man's Austin.
He don't even sound like that.
You're right. I'm your man's Austin.
Definitely don't sound like that.
It's just
I'm-
you sound like that. That orange lettering.
I'm your man's Kyrie.
And I'm your man Shakespeare from a random house in Southside Jamaica, Queens. This is your Mans and Them Live.
Make sure y'all like the video. Make sure y'all comment.
Yes.
Make sure
comment,
you
let us
Share, share,
Let us-
share.
If you have any points in life where you feel like you were down and depressed, how did you get out of it? What did you do? And share that in the comments. Appreciate y'all.
Definitely.
Peace out. Peace out.
Peace and love.
A-Town.
Come and kick it with the coolest young man you can sit in. Going through some shit will get you right. Come and listen. Y'all ain't messing with the starting five. Who you kidding? Yeah, it's your mans and them. It's your mans and them. Ladies, you can pull up. We could talk, give advice. Fellas, we could laugh. We could joke about life. Gus, Shake, Kyrie, Bella, Austin, get it right. Yeah, it's your mans and them. It's your mans and them.